So I'm shooting this a little early because I'm actually trying to get a lot of things done, reviews out of the way, because I want to have reviews ready for the new year coming up, and I want to talk about uh, this trilogy. Have all three reviews out before the holidays actually come in. So let's talk about the greatest Christmas movie of all time, Santa Claus 3. That was a lie. This is not the greatest Christmas movie of all time. It is the worst of the Santa Claus movie. Um, I think, well, I don't know. Okay, it's definitely the worst made, has the worst story. It's hard to tell which one is worse because the first one I just think is worse because of the subject matter and how it tries to make it like a happy kids movie when it's not. This one's a little bit worse. So in this movie, Santa, it has the in-laws coming, and they're pretty pissed, rightfully so, because they can't see their daughter because, well, they won't understand that he's Santa, and so she has to live at the North Pole with him away from the family, and she's pregnant, so she wants to have the in-laws there to support her. So he pretends that they're Canadians, which that's really messed up. Like, I'm not Canadian, but I feel like if I was, I'd be really offended. But okay, sure. Like, it's really insensitive to Canadians. Like, they call them small, small Canadians, and it's like that's kind of messed up to call the elves that. But then we have Santa being sick of Santa, and then we have another subplot about Jack Frost, who's mad, who that he is not known well and as Jack Frost. So Charlie's just absent from this movie, except he's not. He shows up randomly later. Okay, so I didn't remember Santa Claus being 3 this bad, but it was pretty bad. And a lot of that has to do to the pacing and the subplots. Um, the subplots, there's so many plots, but they're not subplots. There's just a lot of plots that would probably make individual Santa Claus movies. If, like, let's say Disney Plus wanted to make 3 different Santa Claus movies, they could take theoretically 3 of these plots from this movie, make them into individual movies. That's how bad this movie is. There's a, this is always in the trailers, so I'm just gonna spoil this. If you want to leave now, you can. But I always saw this movie on like Disney Channel and stuff as a kid, and there was always this part. There's the part in the movie where Santa, Jack Frost tricks him so he could, because Scott Calvin wishes to never be Santa, and it's the most elaborate scene where he's like, "I wish I wasn't Santa. You wish you weren't Santa at all." Like, he's trying to make him say the full sentence, and to get him to say that, he has to say it exactly like that. And it's ridiculous, but anyways, he becomes normal Scott Calvin and has to figure out a way to become Santa again and defeat Jack Frost and all that. Which is just like, I remember this part of the movie being like an hour long. It's like 20 minutes. Like, this whole part where he goes to his ex-wife's house, sees Charlie's getting into trouble. His new wife has moved away, and it's like all this weird. It's kind of like, ever since like Shrek 4, there's a whole different universe because he wishes that he didn't exist or whatever. It's kind of like that, except instead of that being the whole movie, it's like 20 minutes of the movie. And then that whole party scene is like the rest of the movie. Like, this is not a good movie. Martin Short, though, I would say is great as, or is it Martin Short or Steve Martin? Whatever, who he plays Jack Frost, and he does so very excellently. He has a lot of fun, but yeah, this movie's terrible. Don't watch it. And I think I think if you wanted to make a Santa Claus 3, they should have just gone with the in-laws plot. Because it's the most sound, and it makes the most sense where the rest movies went. The rest of the movies were very rom-com ish type movies, and this movie wasn't. It was kind of, ooh, we want to combine the fantastical stuff, which the other movies did too, but this is more like that's more in line with the first two. I think they should just focused on that plot, made a subplot about that, and there you go. And that should have been the whole movie. But I will say, if you want to see a good movie about Jack Frost, and him not feeling like he's known, that's also a holiday movie. Check out Rise of the Guardians. Rise of the Guardians is a DreamWorks movie. There's Jack Frost character where it's got Santa, the Easter Bunny, Tooth Fairy, and they're all getting and Jack Frost fighting a villain, and it's kind of like an Avengers style action movie with holiday characters, but somehow it's really really good. And I think if you're a fan of those movies, or if you're a fan of DreamWorks movies, I think you would really like it. It's actually very good. Chris Pine does a great job voicing Jack Frost in the movie and stuff. I highly recommend the movie. I will say that. But yeah, it's just not the best movie, this movie. So, thank you guys for watching.